Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play. Whatever this game is called. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy XIII. I'm the mysterious JG, and Lightning is just about ready to steal the show. Because I shut this thing down, had a good night's sleep, and got it to read the disc after only about 3 tries. And yeah, people throwing in some ideas on how to get the disc clean, and yeah, I mean, I did the obvious things. So we'll see. Hope is out of his mind. He wants me to star in the show. He tried to throw my own words back at me. Words burned forever in my mind from our journey through the Gopra Whitewood. Yeah, thanks for referencing that chunk of game. That was where most of the character development of Hope took place. I know that I have no choice, but acting on stage? Then again, I am the real savior. I suppose if I just be myself, it should be good enough for an audience, right? My favorite part is the opening here. Hope is out of his mind. He says he's working Bunavelza, but I've seen him out there destroying cities with his super weapons. He's crazy. He's mad, man. Right. At any rate, we've actually been developing, building up our EP meter a bit, which is nice. We've customized our schemata to have firepower in the hopes that that will help to destroy Fire level 3. Nice. Fire level 1, Fire level 2. Just fire to be measured to a target and nearby foes. So this has 21 ATB class, 1.65 damage. Yeah, they give us Midnight Moab, which has, actually I didn't realize it, because with the purple, let's have this be our default schemata for a bit. Actually, no, I still like the, still kind of like the outfit from, because I just felt cheated that this was on the cover art, and I thought it was a cool looking costume. And other than the prologue and then a DLC if you choose to get it, which is also quite short, you never actually get to use this. Anyway. But no, I don't think it's a coincidence they give us Midnight Moab with its jumped up fire attacks right before. And I don't guess you have to equip it. As long if you complete the quest and then don't equip this, it's fine. But yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that we get this right before we're presumably going on to have a act-ending boss battle against Snow.
What is this, amateur night? Time's a ticking. Have you gotten your costume sorted yet?
What is his plan if we don't get our costumes sorted?
Come back here.
Changing to Midnight Moab by selecting the default schema? Never mind, I have to have it as the default schema. I was just saying I didn't think that mattered, but nope, it's got to be our default schema.
Looks like you're ready for me, but I'm not ready for you.
What?
There's still some time until the finale. You'll wait here?
No, let's try to...
But be back here in time for the finale, if you...
Okay, so they're giving us 30 minutes. I mean, I'm just gonna...
You only have half an hour until the finale begins. Get changed.
I was ready, and the game told me that I could hang out and waste the time if I wanted to, but I... See if I can get another battle or two. Though actually, we're pretty damn close on time. We can't get a whole lot closer. People are running around like there's a... Oh, never mind. It's just because I swung my sword. Sure.
You have 15 minutes until the finale starts. Get changed into your savior costume and be ready for the finale.
No, never mind. If I can't get any enemies to spawn like right here, I tried to see if I could make the most efficient use of the time. I tried. Matter of fact, now I'm cutting it close.
There's no time. Can you use Chronostate?
Nope, I can't. I'm just going to go up here.
Got a problem with the way I dress?
That's about perfectly timed that, actually. That was really, tight.
Well, hello there. You clean up pretty nice. Are you ready to go?
Hey, I looked good
We're
before,
already prepping the
asshole.
stage. It's almost time for the big show. Break a leg.
There's a big show, a big bash
For
tonight.
people to evacuate. There can't be anyone backstage.
What?
And the same goes for you.
What?
It's gonna be one hell of a bang.
Big bang attack.
Yeah, that's true. After all, you've put enough firepower in there to blow
He's
up a
totally okay with this
right?
plan, which he has to know is essentially an act of terrorism.
Listen, this is my theater we're talking about. Of course, I knew in an instant what would happen if we upped the fireworks like you wanted.
But I hate the theater and I want it destroyed.
Actors I could replace easily. But you were going to take out my audience as well.
And you're okay.
I can't let you do that.
So I've been wasting my time.
So I have to kill you too.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just think you went a little overboard. So, I made a few adjustments.
Now the fireworks will not accomplish your plan at all, but you will get to do my show.
Look, I get bored spitless doing the same play over and over
Spitless.
and over again.
I want to do a traditional Hamlet. Why would I need to set it in some modern time or have an all-female cast?
The people want something new. And lady, I'm counting on you to give them exactly what they want.
An act of terrorism.
Good to hear, because it's about time for your cue. How many decades has it been since I looked forward to a show this much?
It's weird because this game series jumps around in time so much. Every single piece of the game series feels disconnected. Like every time these characters talk about how they've, their decade, it's been decades since. The idea that all these people have been living their current lives frozen in time for hundreds of years is potentially interesting. But this following on a game where Sarah and Noel, aka Stud, were jumping around in time, plus the whole concept of Padra as this important place in the overall story, but we never get to see it as anything other than a ruin because they were either too lazy or not creative enough to incorporate you traveling back. It was all just variations on moving forward from the time when Final Fantasy 13 ends. I don't know where I'm going with this other than there's some really interesting concepts that it never feels like anything more than just let's do some background plot stuff, but all the characters you meet are just going to continue to be like goofy, unplausible NPCs.
You're my star. Now get out there and act me a savior beyond anything I've ever imagined.
Like, he plays a fairly big role, Director Sarzak here. Nobody fucking remembers the name of Director Sarzak, I promise you. Like, he plays a bigger role than there are NPCs from, like, Final Fantasy VI, and, I just did it. I can't believe I did it. I called it Final Fantasy VI. Kick myself for that. Final Fantasy III is what I grew up calling it. Yeah, there are storylines in that game that people will always remember, I think, more than Director Sarzak. There's just something about the way the side characters are written that just feels goofy as hell.
Well, I won't even need to act. If it's the savior you want, you've got her.
Here, I fished this out of the props department. Might come in handy.
Like, it kind of feels like these two should have developed a femme fatale. These two should have developed some kind of relationship. I'm not saying that he should be her new love interest, but yeah, like, you'd think that they had enough dialogue and stuff together, setting all this up, that maybe, and she's even experiencing personal growth here, she would matter in the future. He would matter in the future. He won't. Anyway, Femme Fatale we've acquired, but I don't know when we get to equip it or even if it's any good. This costume comes apparently with Femme Fatale as a sword, but we don't really get a weapon or a shield, so whatever.
Chosen one, become my blade.
What do you want to guess? This show won't make a whole lot of sense as a show that people would watch if they weren't familiar with the main story.
prayers, God. Let your
never mind, she is
blessings
equipped with
rain
it.
down upon us.
Why
Yay!
why is the god sending his heroine to save the world while dressed for a,
My people, and
you know,
from a beacon of salvation.
blanking on the term.
In
She's
the
dressed
name
for
of
like
mighty God, I bear
one of those
aloft
southern
this
balls
light
where
and
the
banish
debutantes go
darkness.
debutante ball. She's like introduced to high society so that all the rich youngins can line up to try to win her over. Yeah, fireworks! Woo! Active terrorism coming! It's a very strange storyline. It is a very femmy way to save the world, to become the elegantly dressed star of a musical and thereby save the world.
It is time, my servant.
Hey, don't call me a servant, sisters be doing it for themselves.
Yeah, I'll show you a real fire.
Yes, she doesn't sound like she's being a servant here. Hey, what are you doing? I represent Budavelsa, I guess. I'm not really sure. What? You've turned this into an act of terrorism. I have become Ernie from Super Show Monster Story and Super Show Monster Story 2.
Return to my side.
Is that the dialogue? Or is this just changed because the voiceover's trying to get her to stop this act of terrorism? Yeah, people could definitely get killed here, despite what they said about it getting them to safety.
And receive the blessings of Almighty God.
What are you even talking about? Still, this makes more sense than the whole NASCAR race that was, like, futuristic NASCAR race that was being attacked by the main characters on their Eidolons, like Transformers sequence from the original Final Fantasy XIII. It's like similarly goofy, but I have a little better understanding of why this is happening. This is very much the kind of shit that they put in the game so that they can put it in the commercials and, like the trailer.
I was made to serve God.
Okay, so she's getting evangelical now.
If that God lies to me,
What? Little upskirt action there.
then he dies.
That's not normally a part of devotional music lyrics. I was made to serve God, whom I will now murder. Also, like the presumption that God is lying to you is kind of an unusual one to have in, you know, the Savior. Like, maybe you've noticed that there's something a bit weird of this unseen God that is ordering hope and lightning around. And it is a Japanese game where any kind of Western-style god is going to be probably suspect, but, like, why is she on this path at this point? It doesn't seem like we've had any kind of reveal that she should be working against God. It's just more just like, you know, if God's lying, if you're just throwing that possibility out there. Yeah, and is this massive fire a part of the plan? I guess this is what we wanted. This pillar falling forward in such a way that she jumps off of it and gets into the palace. I'm on board with that, but was it supposed to be set on fire too? It really just seems like this is all an excuse to have this exciting sequence. Kind of like when, you know, oh, Yuna's been kidnapped. When will we rescue her? Let's do it at a wedding, which is being held up at the top of a tower where we can, like, have cool, like, flying surfboards will allow us to get there. Like, Final Fantasy X, probably my favorite Final Fantasy game, but that was clearly just a goofy-ass sequence that they created and built story around so they could put it in the trailer. This would be this game's equivalent. Let's put her in a ball gown and have her jumping off an exploding, flaming spaceship. Yeah! Anyway. I'm enjoying this. It also is very silly. This is by far. I kind of vaguely remembered it this way, but now that I've played all three of them again as part of the Let's Play hobby, I'm confirming my
Situation
recall that yes, this is by far the most fun of the Final Fantasy 13 games. Now that I'm thinking back on it.
now.
Exercise due caution when
It
on
looks like the guards are so caught up in the confusion that the palace is wide open. It actually worked. To be honest, I had my doubts.
It's all
I
thanks
thought
to
I was
that
sending you out there
director
to
helping
die
us
for no
out.
reason.
If we'd set up the explosion as you'd planned it, that play would have been a real tragedy.
You're an asshole,
Yes,
Hope.
I admit I might have miscalculated somewhat. But didn't you enjoy playing a leading role?
Hope,
Next
you
time
would have
you go
killed
on
so many
stage.
people.
Not in that costume.
Boo-hoo.
Light, you need to head for the palace's top floor. That's where you'll find Snow. He's heading for the
Augur's quarters back that way. Well, there's this chaos infusion in here. Like I feel like I should be heading for the throne of the Lycée. Well, so we're using sworn to the sword. We've got Liberator, which does bow balance longsword that raises both magic and strength. And this is a well-balanced shield. Okay, so this is maximum HP, ATB speed, nothing in particular. This one's just, like they said, a little bit of speed boost, but it's basically just balanced. What if I did Sickle of the Faithful? Takes everything down except maximum. It has Protect Thief, Shadow Hunter, increases your stagger power. Femme Fatale, status ailment damage plus 50, status ailment duration plus 20. I kind of like that. Meanwhile, Crimson Blitz, minor speed boost. Devil's Daughter, Blaze Fire Saber is part of one of her outfits, and the Overture is part of an outfit. Femme Fatale will take strength down and magic down, but it'll give me better, not much longer duration. The damage will go high, but the damage is not really the point of the status ailments. They do minor damage and inflict a status ailment. So I'm actually probably better off leaving that alone. This one... See, these shields are actually pretty good that we get from having those past save data. ATB speed higher with this. Maximum HP comes down. Guard defense higher. I was trying to keep these sets together because they look like they match, but honestly, double cross, better speed, better defense, slightly less HP on the Dark Muse. Take that off, and now that these things are mismatched anyway, I'm more inclined to go with this, which will... But all it's really boosting the status ailment duration of is D-Shell, but D-Shell is pretty important. I throw it on a save because we do have Chaos Infusion over here, which makes it seem like this is worth exploring, even if maybe it isn't.
Looking for a partner?
Okay, we don't know anything about these guys.
Thanks for waiting.
Wow.
It's just a fleeting dream.
Attack when the enemy is launching an attack. Weak against fire. Okay.
It's just a fleeting dream. Keep up if you can. It's just a fleeting dream.
Lost a lot of health there, unfortunately.
Thanks for waiting. I'll bring back Laura. Don't even try.
Yeah, losing a lot of health here.
Time for action. Unfurl the wings of death.
So, lost a lot of health overall there. Kind of hoping I could come out on top somehow. I got a bunch of EP out of it, but that's about it. Shattered bone, got some gil. Dissipated some chaos. Get some fragments, which are worth money. I don't know if I want to fight another one of these guys, although without...
I'm used to playing the hero. Unfurl the wings of death.
Normal vulnerabilities, time guard against attacks that use a club, physical attacks, physical attacks.
The goddess makes me powerful. Time for action. Unfurl the wings of death. Let's switch it up. The goddess makes
Trying
me
to keep it
powerful.
far away here.
Let's dance.
Get a little health back.
You can't leave me. Unfurl the wings of death. Have to defend.
Get a little health back.
I'll take you to the unseen. I'm done.
Yeah, she is done, isn't she? I guess I shouldn't be wasting time fighting the Cyclops, but, because it's basically I'm fighting a boss for no real reason now.
Ever dance with swords?
Because you don't get too much for,
Unfurl. Keep the enemy on its toes. Make a show of it.
be going for physical. Yeah, okay, I can't be affording to take these kinds of losses here. Later on, I'll be able to fight Cyclopses and handle them, but here it really is me wasting resources. For one thing, I needed to be using physical against it to stagger it, instead of using magic. Magic generally moves you further away. You might have noticed it had an attack called Magnet, which just draws you in closer. But the thing does, it doesn't get staggered by or take really heavy damage from magic. So we saved recently. It might be better. I might be better off avoiding them, or the next time I fight one, I have to just be a lot smarter about it. But the other thing to bear in mind is that we're trying to finish a mainline quest right now, so I could probably destroy illusions. When art stops innovating, it loses any meaning it once held. If all you do is repeat the same actions, the same words, the same tunes, you're just a cog in a practiced machine. The savior that is played on the stage, the role I've been forced to take up, has become such a cog, but not this time. I'm going to upend the complacency I see around me and also make sure the last show on the world's memorable. Yeah.
Never dance with swords. It's just a fleeting dream. Time for action. Let's switch it up. Want to change course.
Problem, of course, is that I keep running out of AP while doing constant fancy defense. Thought I defended there, but I guess I ran out of MPs. APs.
It's just a fleeting dream.
Yeah, because this one I won last time, and now I'm making a mess out of it.
Let's dance. Keep the enemy on its toes. You can't win now. Keep the enemy on its toes. Time to mix it up. I'll take you to the unseen void. I'll bring back lost time.
Yeah, you know what? I am making a complete mess of this. I'm going to call it a video, and when we come back next time, we will have successfully completed a show, and maybe next time we can successfully complete a battle. See you guys then.